18 years old, coming out of Lake Tahoe. You know, the terrain at Sugar Bowl, at Palisades, it ain't like this because you don't get a chance to ride it. It's already tracked as soon as you look up the hill.
What I like about Ellery's riding is that she just comes out of the gate firing. I mean, she is all gas right now.
Yes, look at this light. The light is so great right now. Little method to start things off, hunting and pecking here.
I'm really stoked to see them getting some good visibility. It changes a lot. You know, when you're airing off of these pillows and you can't really see where your landing is or when you're going to land, yeah, it makes a huge difference.
So is she going to make that cut again that's going to lead her kind of into that more consequential zone as she did in her first round? Oh, that was big.
Yeah, that was big, and she held it together.
So representing for Arc'teryx, this youngster's got a huge future ahead of her.
Oh, getting into...
Oh, look, opening up a new little area right here, a little waterfall zone.
All right, the judges are going to like this for sure.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Oh, I like it.
Okay, look at that. She's going for it. Oh, rides away. That was great.
All right, very nice run from Ellery.
That was phenomenal. I think that's going to show well with the judges. It had that mix, you know, she was focusing on straight airs, but then she had that free ride terrain at the bottom.
Yeah, and the judges do love it when you open up these new zones. They don't want to see you taking off ramps. They want to see you going into the fresh. A bit of visualization here, but at the same, like you tend to see that a little bit more in slopestyle and half pipe, the visualization.
Good point.
Because this is a very unpredictable course.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can be going to plan with what you're going to do up there, but you could just get wiggled off of your line and something weird could be thrown in your face quick.
Talk to anyone in Alaska and they'll tell you best laid plans and literally set fire to on the first turn.
Yeah, exactly.
So Mary, actually, I noticed as well, rocking, switch. She's rocking clear lenses.
Yeah, so right now she might actually be a little bit blinded.
She's having her eyeballs burned out.
Back three. A little bit of a buttery landing there as far as like putting too much pressure on her tail. Didn't technically go down. She didn't really stay on her feet.
Getting off that nose.
It's flowing with a pretty good amount of speed so far.
She needs something big here, though, as we saw from Estelle, if she wants to make this count, I feel like.
Oh, there's so many options. I think you kind of probably get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It looks like she just got overwhelmed right there because there's like 3 or 4 things straight off the nose.
Here we go.
Go off the nose. There we go.
Yes.
Oh,
nice.
my God. Needle between those two pillows.
What? She caught the perfect transition.
That was beautiful.
It almost did. It looked like she didn't even land. It was just like, ooh. Oh,
So,
man, that's
Question
really
being, I mean, there's a lot of really talented riders yet to drop. Where are the judges going to put this score in order to, potentially leave room? Okay, Sarka straight into it. Coming out of the Czech Republic.
Drop it in switch.
Switch 5, up the first.
Look at that.
Massive
There we
540.
go. Okay.
Yeah,
Level raised.
Well, she knows. She knows what she's up against
Yeah.
with Elena Hight, and she knows exactly what Elena's going to do.
That was big.
But a comp is not won on one move.
And here we go. That's why we love to see her heading right toward the spicy mustard area of this side of the course, among many.
Oh boy, look at this. There's some fancy sauce in this one.
Okay.
Looking for some opportunity here. Like when you're looking at it from the drone, you're just seeing all this opportunity pass by, but
there we go.
There we go.
Okay. Oh,
nice.
Nailed that landing. A little bit of the brakes, but rode out.
All right, so we've got some damage on this run. That giant 540.
Look at that hack. I think it's really exciting watching Sarka right now because we've known her for years, in the contest, the slopestyle scene, and we're kind of watching this like momentum that she's been building in the backcountry start to really let loose, and it's really exciting.
Yeah.
It's so exciting watching her in this kind of terrain.
Here we go, Spencer Obrien getting ready to drop. She had a little bit of trouble on her switch backside 180. You could hear the audible as she went into that too. She kind of hooked up in the deep snow and she was like, oh, and then you try to just force it to happen. I think she's going to take a different line into it this time and nail it.
Yeah, Todd, to echo what you said, it's so easy to sit back and watch this on your TV or your computer or your phone or whatever and be like, well, why didn't they drop that? Or why didn't they do that? Like, I would have done this. And the answer is, you most likely would not. Because when you are there in person and you're on the top of some of these faces, it is such a different game.
Okay, she's dropping in regular.
There we go.
Going back 3, and she
sick
nails
back
it.
Big one, carrying a ton of
Oh,
speed.
beautiful toe side turn right there. That was a celebration for executed back 3. And now picking her way kind of toward that similar terrain, that consequential line.
There's a couple booters down there. If you can kind of nail this upper line and keep it tight, you'll have access to, like we were saying, that exclamation point. Yeah, Spencer.
Yeah, that top section is going to put the pressure onto Madison right now as she comes down on this last part of the course, the lower part of the course.
Oh, uh-oh, white room. All right, sitting down a little bit just before this.
Still, though, it wasn't technically a fall. It was
No.
a stop. There we go,
Oh,
Spencer.
Okay.
nice.
Now she still has access to some more features down here as well.
There we go.
Okay.
So advantage, I would say, goes to Spencer Obrien on
Yeah.
run number 2. We're just going to have to see how those scores
Yeah.
stack up against each other.
That 3 at the top though was really
Huge.
well executed.
Huge.
And then the train at the bottom, even with pausing, I think that's going to be high.
All right, so Spencer Obrien with the 78.6 will be moving on to the final. We have our first finalist here in the women's Yeti Natural Selection. We have Elena Hight dropping next, Arc'teryx rider. She's no stranger to the podium here in the past. Equally at home in Alaska as she is in a super pipe.
Yeah, we were talking about steep terrain, and Elena is not afraid of steep terrain. If you've ever seen her AK footage, it's very impressive.
She's one of the riders also that has such a cool, calm, and collected competitive mental game. So you know that she is just so focused right now on where she wants to be going.
Okay, here she comes into this first diving board. I love how they can. I'm just gonna quiet for a second, let him talk. There's just so much. I mean,
Look at just the confidence, the way she turns. Like, you can tell a lot.
oh yeah,
about a
no.
rider.
Elena has probably one of
Yeah.
the best turns, one of the most
Yes.
confident, flowy styles in steep terrain. I think I said this last year. As she sets herself on top of something
Yes.
that is deserving.
So
Here
look
we
at that
go.
view. That really
Come on,
shows you how blind
Elena.
it is. No way.
Yes, girl.
Wow!
Put yourself in a scary spot. This is how you're
Dang.
gonna get these
Yes.
scores.
Let's
Make it.
go!
Elena Hight.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yes.
Little check, but she's riding
Oh.
away. That was gnarly.
That's one of the gnarliest lines we've seen
Yes.
today.
That's the
playing
kind of
to her
thing.
strengths. She's
Yes.
playing to her strengths.
That's a video part line right there. That is a heavy duty line.
Okay, so do you guys think that's enough to bump her into first?
I kind of do.
I kind of do
I
too.
think as far as risk goes,
yes.
now we'll have to see what the flow was of that little check out of it.
Right.
It didn't look like it slowed her down very much.
Getting hugs from the crowd.
Holy! What a line! Holy moly!
Thanks.
Holy moly, says Jeff
was fun.
Pensiero.